with me in the studio, I have Mr. James Derema Onesmo, the coordinator for Be the Change ND initiative. Mr. James Derema, welcome to Spirit FM studio.
Yes, thank you so much, the host, and thank you, our listeners outside there. And of course, as he had mentioned my name, I'm called James Derema Onesmo, the coordinator of the Mental Health Initiative, a project that is initiated by Be the Change Unidaima Initiative, a community-based organization operating in Yei, of course, South Sudan. And today we are here to talk about mental health as the major focus, and of course, the main subtopic will be anti-suicide, of which you are going to get more details of which we are having our ambassadors already in the studio, and of course they are students from Yei Day Secondary School. And I think just to introduce the topic or the project, I'm going to just define for you what mental health is and give you some of the overviews just in a very short time. And of course, when we talk about mental health, we talk about mental health is a state of well-being where individuals can realize their potential, cope with normal life stressors, work productively, and contribute to their community. And simply why we have come here, it's because we have realized that there are a lot of mental health disorders which have resulted to a lot of issues in our communities, and as such we could not hold back by staying and seeing what's things happening in our communities, but we have to rather intervene in order to save many lives that are likely to commit suicide due to mental health disorders and bipolar decisions. And by this I want to say that mental health encompasses our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act, and influences how we handle stress, interact with others, and make choices. It's not just the absence of mental illness, but it's a state of well-being that allows us to thrive and contribute to our communities. And of course, it affects various aspects of life, including our ability to manage stress, build relationships, and make decisions. And we have realized that mental health is more than just the absence of the absence of mental illness, but it's about the overall well-being and quality of life. Yes. So, and there are factors that lead people to actually commit suicide. That's why you are going to listen not from me today, but from the group that we have trained actually to be the ambassadors, to go outside to the communities and to other schools to be able to raise awareness such that we can be able to eradicate the narrative of having a lot of suicide commission in our county, that is Yei. And if at all people are getting us from outside there, I believe they are going to be well impacted with the knowledge that they are going to get from here. And that's all that I am having, and I'm not actually going to be having a lot, but you will get from the students that are already in the studio. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. James Derema Onesmo. Let me first of all throw this very question to Matuso. Matuso, welcome. What is mental health?
Yeah, thank you so much. So, listeners, I need you to pick up your ears and follow critically. So, we're having two terms here. We're having mental and we're having health. So, when I'm talking first about health, I need you to understand that, and then I will combine the two words together. So, health is the complete physical, mental, and social well-being of an individual from sickness, disease, or that affect actually his normal life. So, when we combine it together as mental health, this is specifically the state of well-being where individual can realize their potential, cope up with normal stress of life, work productively, and contribute to the community. So I need you guys to understand properly. So mental health here refers to a state where if you can properly realize your potential and you cope up actually with stress, having that coping mechanism of which you can relax and sleep, never isolate yourself, and have that social connections, and you contribute positively to the community. That's where I think mental health comes from.
And I know in your school Yei Day there are several clubs. What inspired you to join the mental health club?
So, thank you for your question. I think what inspired me to join the mental health club, I've seen it as a burden to me, seeing people committing suicide, exhibiting depression, anxiety, and struggling to cope up with the actual stress, hopelessness, fear, anger, irritability. That's why I have decided actually to join the club so that I may have the knowledge in order that I might also aware the people and teach them on how they should cope up with those situations and be able to know more about mental health club. That's why I say it's my heartfelt gratitude to join the club.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you can express yourself in any of the languages around, because this awareness is not only for students. This is not awareness for all the students, but and then I need to give this opportunity maybe to Sifa to briefly give us in Arabic, because we're not only talking to students. Mental health affects everybody. Yes, welcome. You can do that in Arabic. Okay. Yes, let me give to Blandine.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Yani aku tanay ni dogeni wons an mental health hajata albidil yani be mugde yala ini do define lanna gal fini mental health de yani teri gal zol bigeni kwes yani muk shakal tamam mafi yajal gina de gal stress low ay mafajal straight uzol baki der yani kano stressful yani teri galo baki der tarabara mini stress nade de ajat ke tiro gen wons be english de ade be sana kashurumon be sit.
Okay. Shukran Sadid. And now to Akech, what are some of the topics you have covered in your club?
Thank you, moderator, for giving me this opportunity. So I'm going to highlight to my dear listeners in this the topics I've learned as mental health initiative or mental health club. We have actually learned about the stress management, anxiety, depression, and suicide prevention as the main topics. If I talk about the stress management, many people in the society, let me take more especially the youths, many of us are hopeless in life because of so many things which are happening around us or just within our reach. So due to what I've learned on this topic, it have made me know more about it or learned many things about this one, the stress management. So you can manage stress and prevent yourself from suicide. Of course, stress, these are emotional challenges which when you take it serious and when you take it more, it will just lead you to at times decide on other things which are negative in your life.
You're just giving us bones. I wanted you to add some flesh. How do I manage myself from stress?
I'm going through that. So to manage yourself through stress, of course you can do many things. For instance, if you're feeling stressed, you don't isolate yourself. Just socialize yourself with friends, people whom you think can give you positive thoughts, or share what you're facing with your friends and the trusted ones, because you cannot share information with anyone else. Others may end up giving you bad information which also affects your life, can never make you prosper or can never make you decide on something which is good. So if you're stressed, please don't isolate yourself and also socialize with others, or you can just involve yourself in other activities like sport activities if you're fun. Like for instance, the men can just go to the halls and just enjoy the whatever the sports, and then keep yourself just busy. Don't make yourself isolative and don't make yourself idle, because an idle mind is also a devil force. The devil will now use you when you're idle to think about other things. You may end up deciding something which is very unfortunate. Many of them can just end up deciding to commit suicide. That is something which is very common and rampant in our society. So for us to manage those stress, please, my dears, let's just stay away from isolation.
Oh, those are so crucial topics. How has your understanding of mental health changed since joining the club? If you can share with us a testimony. Okay. Before joining and after joining.
So thank you. I think before joining this club, I was a victim of such kind of thoughts. Like for instance, I may at times face some challenges. You know, for us ladies.
At this age, we don't think you can also go through those stressful situations.
No, it's obvious. You know, situations cannot mind about the age. Or yes, it can just occur. Also, according to your level. So in our level, you know, as young people, we have a lot of things which can also make us think like we need to also have. For instance, I may have maybe something I am admiring from my friend. I may want to have it, but there's no way. So now it can also stress me. Yes, it can stress me. So it may make me at times think about now, what can I do here? Can I maybe go and do something like, for instance, others may decide to go and do something like you go and maybe do other businesses which are not good in life, which can also torture you. So it can make you at times just end up like obtaining some sicknesses which are not good. So it's also part of stress. But since I joined this club, it has strengthened my thoughts on such kind of things.
Thank you. Let me now cross to John Jamal. Jamal, personally, how has your understanding of mental health changed since joining the club? We have heard from Genti Sifa. How about you, Jamal?
Okay, once again, thank you so much. Before I joined the club, actually, I do think that mental health issues were a sign of weakness, and only specific or certain type of people can attempt it. But
like what kind of people? Certain people. What was your understanding on those certain people?
Okay, it's like age, or people who are old, or people who are not mature enough. But since I joined the club, I tend to realize, I tend to learn that mental health is suicide. Because once if you are having mental health problem, at times it will lead you to commit suicide.
Yes.
So with this, suicide is actually like a untreated mental health conditions that a person might be passing through, and anybody can experience suicidal thoughts or behaviors, regardless of age or gender or background of a person. So, and also we went further to learn, and I went further to learn from the club, since as I have joined the club, and I learned something that once you are stressed enough, or rather once you are stressful, or you are facing, or you are passing through suicidal thoughts, or you feel yourself stigmatized, or in other words, you feel like you are not important in the world. So what can you do in order to cope from the situation actually you're passing through? So one of the things that we learned is that seeking for help is a sign of a strength. Once you freely share with friends or mental health advocates like us and other people in the community who have positive attitude, they will be able to you will be counseled and give and guide actually to cope up with the situation that you are passing through. And not only that, also I came to learn that if you are stressed enough, or for instance, I myself or a person, if you are stressed enough, what exactly can you do in order to cope from that situation? As I have said, the other thing is that you have to identify the coping mechanisms, such as the physical activities, such as sports, and maybe at times you will involve yourself in such activities where, like dancing activities. So, and not only that, also creative expressions like listening to music. For example, I like listening to music, for example, other gospel music, when I'm stressed enough, or when I'm passing through suicidal thoughts. Because as we have learned that anybody can express or experience rather suicidal thoughts regardless of age or gender. So when actually to myself, if I'm experiencing suicidal thoughts, actually I do listen to musics, and also I do involve myself in social connections, like passing time with friends and also with families in order to come out from the situation that I'm passing through. Yes.
Thank you so much, John Jamal. Now crossing to Blandine, what are some common misconceptions about mental health that you have encountered?
Thank you so much. To add on what my brother was telling us here, that there are some changes in him actually after joining the club. So before joining the club, some people may be having that misconception about suicide.
Yes.
About mental health. So there are some common misconception in our communities that people normally take, like they do think that mental health issues, they are not serious. They don't bother at all, but they never knew that mental health issues can affect anyone, and this one, it requires a support and even treatment on it. So there are some common misconceptions that I will be mentioning here. They do think that suicide is just a sign of weakness, that if you commit suicide, you're weak, or if you're attempting to commit suicide, you're weak. But no, it's not like that. It's just a misconception that our people in the community are having. And I would really like to thank God, because I'm already having that knowledge on how to help our people to come up from that misconception that they are having. So the fact about suicide, it's not a sign of weakness. It's often a result of untreated mental health conditions or overwhelming circumstance. So the other misconception is that only certain types of people can commit suicide, just like my brother was telling us. Yeah. Maybe if you're poor, you can commit suicide, but there are some rich people who can commit suicide as a result of untreated mental health issues. So the fact about it is just anyone can experience it, can experience those suicidal thoughts and even the behaviors, regardless of their age, gender, and even the background. It doesn't matter. So there's also another misconception that talking about suicide will encourage someone to commit suicide. Like if you're talking in public about suicide, some people may definitely go and commit suicide. So it's not like that. Instead, openly discussion of suicide can help to reduce those suicidal kind of issues, like reducing the stigma and encouraging people to seek for help also. So I think right now I can be in position to help people who are seeking for help. Yeah.
What do you exactly do? Because now you're talking to the people, you say you can help them. You're talking right now to the people, not only myself, but they are with us. Help them.
Yeah, according to me as a student, I can help them by telling them more things, like taking their own life is not important, encouraging them about their lives, like telling them the coping mechanisms, involve themselves in exercise, and even more things we will discuss with them that can encourage them to live without thinking of that suicidal thoughts. Yeah.
If you can also put that in Arabic, because as I said, we are not only talking to students, but we are talking to the listener, and we have a very wide number of people listening to us at this very moment.
شكرا لك كاليس. أنا بجتري جملة بعربي. يعني في كلمات اللي تأكيد الناس بفكر أن حاجة البنا دي سوسايد ده، يعني شيلو حياة الزول بارا الزول يابي كاتول بادو ده. يعني ناس كتير جي فكر قال فيني يعني زول كان دير كاتول بادو ولا أو كان كاتول بادو ده معناته زول أو ويك أو ما عنده قوة. يعني دي تيري قال أو كوتو أورا كاتول بادو، لكن ده كيدب. في ناس كتير الزاتو تانين ده عنده قروس حاجات ماليان لكن لسه باكي دير كاتول بادو. يعني ده بي ريزالت يعني صحة أموك ده الجينا دي mental health ini بإنجليز ده لو كان ما تريتي كويس بيليد لسوسايد. سو في حاجة تانية كمان الناس اللي تانا تا communities ده بيفكر قال يعني في يعني عنوان تناس تانين البس يعني باكي درسيلو حياته من بارا، يعني من باينو زي كانتا جوس maybe ولا كانتا عنده responsibility في بيت كتير ده بس ناس المون جيتا جد ده، لكن من معرف يعني suicide ده أو ما باكي در فرق ولا سنة ولا شنو ولا محل على ذاته جا من فوق ده حاجة تموك، يعني ما باكي در فرق وداك. وفي تاني يعني قال لو كان ناس بونسو كلام تا suicide ده في public يعني إيه مال بس يعني ناس كمان باكي در كاتول بادو nas tanin kana suma to wali barakatul bado lakin de kidip instead kan nas bonus kalamta suicide de bi side wasan bi nezil yani terigal nas bi commit bo suicide fi community de asan kala smon in knowledge dag de mon ma baki de tane asan jeri bo haja lo werila tagali ajere batal kef tama baki de rija tani mara san amul kalam de shukran leta galis
shukran sadid lo itafata radio bitak hasi maana fi dakil studio tolaba bita Yei Day Secondary School maana Said John Jamal Cosmos Matusu Rufus wa Genti Sifa ma Anjoyo Blandin wa James Derema Onesmo al coordinator bita Munazma al Change Be the Change Initiative wa nihna lela gwonsan amrad bita mok au mukin amrad al gihashir be tiriga al nihna gifekir mo al gihashir be mok bitatna wa tiriga al badmarad nas bisof lo kalam kalastala gowi ille kena bishil haya bita ibara mukin kena kango badon bara yao lela nihna giligo toya men students bita Yei Day Secondary School wa ma ana yao brother Alex fi tekdim bindun da zaman ana bordo derbe arf minutum have you sometimes felt like you are a burden to other people? This could be one of the reasons as to why people commit suicide. Do you think that could be one of the reasons as to why people commit suicide when they feel I must be a burden to the people around me? Could that be one of the reasons as to why people commit suicide, Blandin?
Yeah, I think that one is actually reason why some people do take their own life. Like for instance, if you're having certain types of diseases that can cost a lot of money to the family, and you know actually in the current situation getting money is a problem, so you feel like I'm a burden to my family, I have to just take my own life so that the rest can live. So you can feel like let me just take my own life. And many people may be thinking that suicide is only like picking a rope and hanging yourself. No, there are many ways, there are many forms of suicide. Some people, they can end up taking a excessive drug that can take out their lives, and some people, they may end up picking even a knife you can use to kill yourself with it. So I think feeling burdened to people, it's also a reason why some people do take their own lives.
Okay. Thank you so much, Blandine. Now, I want to engage you once again. How do you think we can promote mental health awareness in our community?
Thank you so much. I think to promote a mental health awareness in our communities, one of the ways that organizing for talk shows like this one that we are doing, I think many people are getting us right now, and then even visiting schools to share our experiences and even our stories. This can help to create an awareness in our communities. Thank you so much.
Maybe also give to Sifa, what other ways can promote mental health awareness in our communities?
I think this one, you can just encourage people more in many ways. Like for example, if you see people who are facing challenges, like for example, people who are facing challenges in different ways, maybe even if they don't tell you about their experience, but you can at times witness from whatever you see. So you can just help them, advise them where necessary to cope up with what they are going through.
Okay. And to you, John, the same question. Yeah, okay. Of course, the most important thing here is that the message should reach everybody, and we are looking at the mechanism of how we can carry awareness so that every person gets covered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. So I think we have what we call billboard there. Like in the town, you have billboard where information can actually be placed on it, actually very big. Like in the town, like let me say the roundabout next to the Yei Civil Hospital, there's a billboard there that's containing information about pneumonia vaccine. I think such billboard information about mental health can easily be placed there where the public can easily see and read and understand Those who cannot read and see, they can see some of the pictures and demonstration there, and can they easily understand and get something about mental health. Mental health, and they can use also banners, flyers to post the same information, and you can also use I think social media to do the same. Yeah.
Okay. How can we use our social media handles in raising awareness? Let me give this opportunity to Cosmos. Or is your Cosmos to Matusu? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm called Jamal.
Jamal. Oh, you're John Jamal.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome.
Okay. I think we can able to promote or carry out awareness through social media by actually through our social media platform. For example, like the ND. Yeah, we can able to the information or the awareness about suicide or mental health. We can able to write them and present to the people, or those who can actually link to the social media. They will be able to get the information.
Okay. As social media helps us to carry awareness, at the same time, it also contributes towards mental health issues. Advise us, how can we use our social media platforms appropriately so that we don't cause harm to somebody? Blandine.
Okay, thank you so much. There are many actually forms of social media, like the print medias, and even there are many documented or whatever like this.
Documentaries.
Documentaries. So in this print media, we can be in position to print things concerning mental health, so that some people can get aware of it, and even like in Facebooking, you can easily post something about you can post about mental health, how it can be eradicated, and even you can create more awareness on social media on it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And we are only 26 minutes to the top of the hour. Let's have a break, and when we get back on air, I will have more discussions with you, and we shall also open our studio lines so that we can interact with the listener.
You hate being alive. Everything you do is pointless, and every person you know is an empty shell. Their words of kindness are hollow. Nothing and no one can make you feel better. You like the thought of dying. If you die, the pain stops. In your mind, it makes sense. Every waking moment makes you miserable. So why not sleep forever? It's the perfect solution. It's the only solution. Have you felt something like this? You are not alone. Suicidal thoughts are very real and a very valid concern, and young people are the most vulnerable. Suicide, in fact, is the second leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds globally. So what can you do? If you experience suicidal thoughts yourself, don't be afraid to talk about it with other people. Reach out to someone you trust or get professional help. Having someone with you is already a big step. Know that your feelings should be acknowledged and examined, not ignored. You can also look out for warning signs among people you care about. Do they mention wanting to kill themselves? Do they express hopelessness or feeling trapped? Are they withdrawn from their daily routine? Do they show extreme mood swings? If your friend seems troubled, offer an open and listening ear. Be calm and patient, and do your best not to invalidate your friend's feelings. When your friend is ready, you can help them seek more professional guidance. Beyond this,
Welcome back, dear listener of Spirit FM. Remember, we're only 20 minutes to the top of the hour, and I want to welcome our new listeners who have just tuned in, remember with me in the studio, I have a guest from Be the Change ND initiative. We are unpacking mental health matters and particularly talking about anti-suicide. And remember with me in the studio, I have John Jamal, Cosmas Matusu Rufus, Jen Tisifa, and Joyo Blandin, and all are students of Yei Day Secondary School, and Mr. James Dirima Onesmo, the coordinator for the Be the Change ND initiative. We have shared a lot with my guests in the studio, particularly looking at what mental health is and the causes of mental health. They also informed us on the topics that were covered in their mental health club at the school, and how we can copy, how the coping mechanisms that we can easily take so that we don't think of committing suicide. And now we are drawing very close to having some messages. That's the most important part now, that I call this is the counseling moment, a moment of counseling. Somebody who might be thinking that I should take my life because I am a burden or I'm not important. Now is the time that we are giving some prescription. You can say we're already in the clinic giving some prescription to somebody of that nature. But before that, I want to give the opportunity back to you, Blandine. Remember, I asked a question regarding the social media usage. As we use it to carry awareness, it's also one of the aspects that leads to mental health disorder, and it's also one of the reasons as to why cases of suicide is alarming. What do you have to say on this? Welcome.
Thank you so much for giving me this privilege. Things to do with media, it doesn't mean that there are only positive things. There are also negative things about media. So don't focus about in actual the negative side of it. You should just focus on the positive part. Like for instance, you can use a media to actually spread good information, but others they can provoke you even, and others they can spread bad news. So you should just continue with the good part of it. You should not focus on the negative one. If you focus on them, they can even lead to mental health issues also. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And now to Matusu Rufus, what message would you like to share with our listeners who might be struggling with mental health issues?
Yeah, so thank you so much for your question. So I would like, once again, the listeners to pick up their ears and follow me critically. I think I'm going to make it so understandable so that they may able to understand what I'm going to say. So for our listeners who might be struggling with mental health issues, the message here is that now, you are not alone in that issue you are passing through. So you should not feel like you are ignored, you are the most useless person in the world, like the whole world is against you, you are not valued, you are not adding actually anything to the community or you are living in, or even in your family or to your life. You shouldn't get involved in that. But there is what we call, there are people who can even care more about you. So there is that need for you to ask for help. So when we don't ask for help, this is where we feel sometimes now it's very difficult, making us even to commit suicide now, leaving people behind here even with too much burden that affect them psychologically and even affect their mental health. So to my dear listeners, I think the good thing they can do is that they should learn to ask for help. Ask for help from trusted people, determined people, people that can counsel you about mental health and even tell me more about the coping mechanism and the support system of which you can feel yourself you are now out of that situation or the mental health issues you are passing through. So they should not feel like they are now ignored or what. No, there is a need for you to ask. It's when you don't ask. Even it's written in the Bible. ask and it will be given what you want. It is there in the Bible. So it is now our responsibility, our mandate, or our duty to do that. So we should not hesitate from asking, or we should not have that fear. No, if I ask, I may be humiliated, disgraced, people will laugh at me, see me as somebody who is even too useless. No, you need to ask. It is your, even it is your, let me say, obligation and your mandate to ask. By asking, you are trying to make, you are trying not to make yourself like as if you're a fool. That's in fact wisdom and knowledge, because you want to gain more and you want to cope up from mental health issues. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And let me also give an opportunity to John Jamal. We are giving pieces of advice to someone who might be struggling with mental health issues. What will yours be?
Okay, thank you once again. To my listeners who are listening to me outside right now, so the message that actually I want to pass to them today is, you should be able to share your problems once you are stressed. Don't be alone, don't be lonely, but actually you have to socialize yourself with the friends or the families, actually to gain support or to say your problems. They will be able to give you positive ways how to cope with the challenges or the problems that you are facing through or you are passing through. Yeah. So we should actually share our problems with friends. Not only all the friends actually will give you a good solution or a way forward to your problems, but you have to know the type of friend that you might be sharing your problem with. You know, like for example, the positive rather people in the community. There are other people whom, when you approach them, they will be able to help you. Or for example, like the religious leaders, they will be able to guide you and give you a possible solution to your problems.
Thank you so much. That's why your colleague Cosmas mentioned an issue of the scriptures. The scriptures, he gave some quotation in the Bible, meaning that we should be able to have our Bible so close to us. The Bible, they say the Bible provides answers to all the questions of this very world.
Yes.
Then how about sharing testimonies? Is it okay for me to share my problems with somebody? Can that be one of the ways of moving away from maybe suicidal thinking? Blandine, is it okay when I share my problem with somebody, sharing testimonies or else challenges that I'm going through? Can I have a solution, or else I might be causing more harm to myself?
Thank you so much. Actually, seeking for help is actually a best way of relieving yourself from those suicidal thoughts, rather than staying alone. And even you can have that negative thoughts. You cannot seek also for help from people anyhow. You should have someone whom you trust. That person can help you to cope up with your suicidal thoughts. So don't just go like, so I'm stressful, I should just go and seek for help. Just go to anyone, tell him or her about your story. So maybe that person is someone who cannot keep secret. He or she may start to spread the information. And even if you also heard about this one, I think you can also have some psychological kind of things in your mind. So this one can definitely lead to also it's also under what we call to be mental health issues. So I think seeking for help is also a best way.
And another thing apart from seeking for help that you might independently have as a solution?
Yeah, I think you can involve yourself in some of the activities, like if you see people watching football, you can go and join them. Even you can be in position to watch, or in fact you can go and join them, play together, and even keeping yourself busy, like for instance, if you're stressed out and you're having fun, so you can just spend your time on phone, watch good things on it, and even some of the movies can help you to cope up with your suicidal thoughts. And there are many ways actually.
How about sleeping? Could that be one of the
Yes, sleeping could be that way, in that way also. you can sleep. But there are some situations whereby if you're stressed out, sleeping will even be a problem. So sleeping, it's not all that important.
Yeah.
But if you feel like if you sleep, you can cope up with those thoughts, it's also good for you. There are also many ways, so it's just you to choose which way can help you if you're stressed out.
How about those who will choose drugs to avoid those mental thinkings? Could that be a solution?
Yeah, drugs in our communities. People are now taking drugs as the solution of treating their mental health issues, but without knowing that these drugs even can make you do some things that you never knew that you are going to do. For instance, if you take those drugs, assuming I'm a lady, I take those drugs, and then there's a party somewhere else, I went there, and if accidentally it happened that someone raped me, so I can also, after that raping, I can feel like, people are now aware that I was being raped. So that one, I may end up even having those mental healthy kind of things in my life. So taking those drugs is not important, because drugs, you can take them. This alcohol, you can take them, but after them finishing in your body, I think you can even return back to this your normal stress that you're having. Yeah, I think I may not advise our people to take those drugs to prevent them.
Thank you so much, and the time has come for us to pick few calls because we're running out of time. Our studio lines are 0922-899-899 or 0923-991-999, 0922-244989. Those are our studio lines that you can call now in case you have any question to my guest. You are most welcome. Or else you can also share with us how you are coping up. How you're coping with your stressful moments. How are you coping up? I know most of us are stressed. That's the reality. But then, how do we get to heal ourselves? How do you heal yourself? And as my great guest in the studio mentioned, sometimes when they feel stressed up, they have to listen to music or else do some field events, even farming. That's one way of trying to avoid some stressful moments. Spirit FM. Hello. Very unfortunate. I think we seems to be yet having some network problems. You can still call and let's get your question or else your comment. Spirit. Marhaba. Ayo, isin bitak?
Isin tayo wanga.
Wanga min wen?
Min hay guafa.
Indak soal.
Ana this guest ina fi studio. Ana fata radio tayo gugulsiya an sa da barnan tabun.
Ayo.
So ana ma askan ina fi community ina bar case galzolde o in his problem mental health too. Ina bar case zolde begin case fi community.
Okay. Kala shukran. Yeah, that's good. And na bar case galzoltan into mental health, into issues ta mental health community ni. There's all men wanga. ممكن نحن بياخد مكالمة تاني واحد عشان نحن جيجر برا من كات كنا جواب زول ده توال بلاندين.
شكرا لك وانغا. يعني في تريغاتا لأننا بفهم قالي زول ده أو عنده ستريس ولا أو بفكر يعني حاجات suicidal. في تريغاتا نالي إتاقاينو كاستان كان ناس كان بيجين في محل واحد. زول بيجا ما باكيدر جامعتهم سوا في محل واحد أو بيجا ما باكيدر جين بيتهم أو بيجين أستو برا يعني أو بي isolate بدونتو. There is factors اللي باكيدر identify قال فين زول fail أنو عنده suicidal thoughts. يلا في تانين اللي substance abuse لا يعني زول بيجين أسير مريسا كتير وبيجين أعمل حاجات تانين الذات ما تمام في community وفي تاني اللي trauma and abuse كمان. Like those of physical, emotional and sexual abuse. يعني في تاني كمان اللي mental health conditions like those depression. Yeah.
Depression. Yeah. شكرا سديد. صفة أنا بعرف كيف قال في زول عنده stress برا من اللي نحن نسمع من وقت بتاعنا بلاندين.
Thank you so much. يعني إنت بقدر أعرف قال زول ده عنده stress ولا عنده plans a lot of maybe other commit suicide. Like for example, a person will become rude Like, for example, if you were staying together, maybe you used to just make fun, what. This person will just change his attitude, maybe becoming even unfriendly, becoming rude. Whenever you people are talking fun, even he's not interested in maybe laughing. The laughing will become a problem to that person. Kumbe, he is having some problem. He is having some mental illness he's going through, so he cannot be able to cope up and behave the way he was behaving before.
Okay.
So the attitude changes.
Okay, let's have another caller. Spirit FM.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
For me, actually, I'm stressed like that. For me, the only solution that I'll do in order for myself to get out from that stress, I just go and pray.
What do you do?
I just go and pray. I take my moment to pray, and then the stress will go out.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm called Steven.
Steven, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Steven is giving us a solution. He's giving us a solution that what he only does is to pray. Do we pray? Or is prayer is only for the born agains? Jamal, I mean Cosmos, you're John Jamal, yes.
I'm Cosmos.
Cosmos, you know, you are confusing me. Two of you are confusing me. Yes. Somebody is saying the best way is to pray, to manage stress.
So, yeah, according to him, he said the best way to manage stress is to pray. But praying, if you don't know how to pray, this is where you face also one of the difficulty.
Yeah.
So, not all people are born again who actually understand the concept about prayers. So,
what kind of prayer heals stress then?
And what kind of prayer heals stress?
Yes.
So, I think prayers of faith, the Bible says prayer of faith is of great impact and it has worked. So when we pray with faith, at least it will work and God will definitely heal you. Because not all these people who are exhibiting stress and facing this, most of them are not born again and they will not understand actually what is related to effective prayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And as we prepare to wrap up this very radio talk show, I want to give you this opportunity once again. Can you tell us about any upcoming events or activities planned by the Mental Health Club? Maybe I give to the chairperson.
Thank you so much. There are many ways that many of our plans that we are having actually. One of it is actually awareness raising at school level. Yeah, this one, we are going to be having a week of awareness at schools. We will just choose a school whereby there are students, there are many, so that they can get that information. And even this radio talk shows, they are going to be organized more. And even workshops can help people to get that concept, especially those ones in the communities. They can be engaged in workshops.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and that sounds like a great initiative. And thank you all for sharing your insights and experiences with us tonight. And thank you, Be the Change ND Initiative, for your tireless efforts in promoting mental health awareness in our community. Your work is truly making a difference. And as the sun dips low over the great county of Yei, and those also listening to us in the outskirts of the town, there are people following us from Morobo, Kajokeji, Lanya, and parts of Juba, particularly the western part of Juba. We now come to the end of this very radio talk show, and unless something burning from the coordinator before we could walk out in only a minute.
Yes, thank you so much again, our great listener outside there, and of course I appreciate your loyalty for having attended to our talk show, and I believe you guys have already learned something from this very talk show that is organized, and it's just my appeal to each and everyone listening to us in this beautiful evening that it is our collective responsibility to ensure that mental well-being is promoted in all the communities in Yei and even in the neighboring county communities of Yei, talking about Morobo, Lanya, as you super mentioned, everyone who is getting us loud and clear there. So by that I mean that if we have identified or seen someone who is going through such a situation, we should be able to intervene and rescue the person from that situation. And at all, if it is within Yei, maybe you in particular, if you're experiencing such thoughts in your mind, you don't hesitate to reach us in our office. And of course, our office is located in the county agriculture department, just in Hainyakama, and we will have the best solution to offer for you based on what we have planned actually to transform the communities in Yei. And also, what people should know is that suicide is just a permanent solution to a temporary problem. By that I mean that suicide is something that cannot take you far, but you can work harder towards coping up from that by improving yourself and by seeking for the help where necessary. And I think that is all that we have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Till next time we meet.